Lately, I've been doing a bit of traveling for work, teaching workshops and directing a documentary series which is taking me around the US. Hello, I'm Matthew Encina. In this video, I'll share how I pack when I travel for work and go over some of my favorite gear and accessories that I take with me. Before I begin, I want to thank Logitech for sponsoring a portion of this video. When I head out to any destination, I like to plan ahead to make sure I bring exactly what I need. The main things I take into consideration are the purpose of the trip, the number of days I'll be there, the weather, and any activities I might do. Creating a list helps me think through my scenario and check each item off as I pack them. I do this a few days ahead of the trip so I can revise my list as things come to mind. My next project is taking me on a 9-day trip to the south, so I need to prepare for warm and humid weather. I'll be taking with me a check-in luggage for my clothes, a backpack for my tech, and a sling to use for when I'm on the go. Starting with my suitcase, I'm currently using this hard-shell roller from level 8, which was sent to me to try out. For clothes, I always start with making sure I have enough clean underwear and socks for the duration of the trip. Usually one set for each day. However, if there's laundry available at my destination, I pack less. For my outfits, I keep things pretty simple. 3 pants to alternate throughout the trip, 2 gym shorts for sleep and workouts, and a few everyday t-shirts. I also bring a few dress shirts to look professional on set and for any client outings. Where I'm going has a slight chance of rain, so I'll be bringing a lightweight jacket and an umbrella just in case. I like to bring at least one extra set of shoes whenever I travel so I can alternate and air them out every other day. I also bring a few reusable bags to separate out my shoes and dirty clothes. The last thing I pack in my suitcase is my toiletries in my DOP kit. I put all of my liquid containers into clear zip bags to prevent them from spilling in case they open up during travel. With my clothes all packed, up next is my backpack. For the past few years, I've been using the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. This backpack is feature-rich but not clunky and has many intelligently designed spaces inside of it. It's an excellent solution for a hybrid creator like me who needs to carry cameras and tech alongside everyday items. While I've hired an entire production crew to shoot the documentary I'm directing, I myself like to bring a small camera kit of my own to capture footage while I'm on my trip. This includes my mirrorless camera, shotgun mic, a few lenses, batteries, and SD cards. I've tried a few different travel tripods, but I'm really liking this one by Peak Design. It's compact, holds up to 25 pounds, and is so easy to mount my camera on and off of because of this quick release plate. To hold all my cables, chargers, and dongles, I keep them all neatly organized inside this tech kit. Since I'm directing a documentary series, I'm responsible for interviewing the talent. So I have a few tools that help me conduct my interviews, which I keep in this leather folio by Bellroy. In it, I keep an iPad mini with questions that I prepare ahead of time to help me structure my conversations with the talent. While I like to plan ahead, I still leave plenty of room for spontaneity and curiosity. I use a notepad and pen to note any interesting points that come up during my interviews so I can follow up with questions. Outside of the interview, I like to use my iPad with the Notion app to keep track of our shot list, which I build before and update during our shoot. That way the crew can stay on schedule and we can get everything in the can. To stay hydrated while I'm on the go, I'm testing out this self-sanitizing water bottle from LARQ. It uses UVC lights to kill bacteria and viruses to keep the bottle fresh and odor-free, perfect for water on the go. Lastly in my backpack is my MacBook Pro, which I do most of my work on while I'm on the road. This sits safely in the back pocket of my backpack. Wherever I work, I like to make sure I have a comfortable setup. That brings me to the sponsor of today's video, Logitech. Recently, they launched a brand new peripheral, the MX Keys Mini, a smaller version of the keyboard I use at home. I use my MacBook Pro for all my work, but for me, I don't enjoy the experience of typing on the onboard keyboard and trackpad. That's why lately, I've been taking with me the new Logitech MX Keys Mini. One thing I've always enjoyed about the MX series is the design. This keyboard has a minimal aesthetic which matches the rest of my setup. More importantly, it's a dream to type on. Each key has a small indent on the surface for your fingertips, which translates to a satisfying typing experience. When paired with the MX Anywhere mouse, I can enjoy the same comfort that I usually have at my home desk, but on the go. Thank you, Logitech, and now back to the video. The last thing I bring with me is the 9-liter Venture Sling bag by Bellroy. I like this because it has a generous size without looking bulky, and it's made of high quality materials. When traveling, this works great for access to my personal items on the plane and turns into my everyday carry bag when I'm on the ground exploring the city. When I'm in transit, I use this to hold a few things. I usually bring a book with me to read on the plane. When I'm working on a project, I like to immerse myself in relevant content. I also keep my iPad and notebook with me to work out ideas. I find myself extra productive when I fly because there's nothing else to do or distract me. I also carry with me sanitizing goods, a power bank, charger, and cables, my headphones to listen to music or watch content, and I also empty out my pockets so I can sit comfortably. When I finally arrive at my location, I usually take out my book and swap it with my camera, so I can snap photos and videos on the go. And that's what I currently take with me when I travel for work. If you're interested in what you've seen here, I've left links to everything in the description below. If you have any questions, ask, and I'll do my best to answer them. If you'd like to see more videos like this, leave me a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. With that out of the way, it's time to get back to work.